Hi, so today I would be talking about power, influence, politics, and managing change. We will briefly discuss about navigating the complexities of organizational life. My name is Shrivats, and I have been a manufacturing engineer for the last 3 years in medical device background. Um, and wanted to do this topic because I look at this every day and I thought I should do something about this. So, yeah, today's our agenda is going to be simple. I would walk through the introduction, read about power influences, define what power is, what influence is, what organizational politics is, what is managing change, and I would talk through a couple of case studies and final tips and takeaways and summary of the whole presentation would be covered at the end. So for the introduction, I would be defining some of the key terms so that you can get familiar with it later on. Power is the ability to influence others' behavior. This is the foundation of understanding how organizations function. It is about the ability to get things done, whether through a formal authority or an informal influence. This is influence is the capacity, or this is the practical application of power. It is about persuading others to support your ideas or actions. Politics, often misunderstood as a negative way, politics is simply the process of managing relationships and completing interests within an organization. Change management, again, is a very critical skill in today's global dynamic business environment. It is about leading people through transitions and ensuring them a smooth processes. So, I'll take into power and influences, and there are five different types of powers that I would talk about. First is the coercive power. It is the ability to punish or withhold rewards. While it can be effective in a very short term, it often leads to resentment and decreased motivation. Reward power, similar to coercive power, it can be motivating but can also lead to an increased dependency. Legitimate power is this type of power where it's just essential for organizations, but it is a type of power where one's formal position or role is defined in an organization. Uh, but it is insufficient for me to achieve a very long-term goal with just the legitimate power. Expert power is the power based out of knowledge, credibility. This is a very valuable form of power which can enhance credibility and influence. Referent power is a type of power where you have charisma or a personal attraction and admiration. It often fosters loyalty and commitment to, and this is a type of power where everyone would like to be in. So there are different sources of power in an organization. Uh, Position power, this type of power is rooted in the authority given by one's position within an organization hierarchy. It is what that allows managers and executives to direct and delegate work, make decisions, and enforce rules. However, it is important to know that the position power might not alone be effective to influence others, especially in a very collaborative environment. Let's take for an example a manager or a CEO, how his decisions are usually followed due to the positional authority, but this power can be limited if not coupled with other form of influence. Next, I would talk about resource power. Those who control critical resources, whether it's financial information or material which holds significant power in an organization, is called resource power. This control enables them to influence the direction of projects and the allocation of resources. For example, a department head with a large budget can influence decisions by deciding how funds are allocated, effectively steering organizational priorities. Uh, Relationship power is influenced through relationships, is often very subtle and power. This form of power comes from one's network of connections and the ability to leverage these relationships to achieve goals. It is often very crucial in such environments where collaborations and consciousness building are the key. So the role of influence in an organization, as I said earlier, influence is not about formal authority, rather about the ability to shape the outcomes by affecting the perceptions, attitudes, and behavior of others. It can be exerted through persuasion, negotiation, and building rapport. Example, a team may not have direct authority over other departments, but by persuading them of the benefits of a collaborative projects, they can secure the necessary resources and support. Importance of influences can be many. I decided to take a talk three, including shaping decisions. Influence enables leaders to guide decisions, often by bringing out their expertise, vision, or persuasive communication to the table. This can be specifically effective in steering organizational strategies. Building consciousness in an organization, achieving consciousness is very crucial for smooth operations. Influence help align the team members and stakeholders within the organizational goals, minimizing resistance and fostering cooperation. Driving change. Implementing change can be challenging, especially in established organizations. Influence is key in encouraging others to adapt new practices, mindsets, making it easier for drive change initiatives. So there are different strategies I would like to talk for building influence, including credibility, relationships, communication, and active listening. Credibility is your established expertise and trustworthiness. It's your ability to demonstrate your knowledge and expertise through your work. Relationships are networking and building rapport to gain influence. Communication is effectively communicating your ideas through a clear and persuasive form of communication, which is very key to into influencing others. Active listening shows showing genuine interest in others' idea and concern help in build trust and respect. So I would jump right to organizational politics. Organizational politics is the ability to influence decision making and resource allocation within an organization. So over here, I would talk about some of the importance of understanding the organizational politics. It navigates the different complexities of workplace dynamics, builds effective relationships, protect personal relationships, and achieve organizational goals. There is also negative aspects where it can lead to infighting and a toxic work environment. So, I would like to talk through the good, bad, and ugly of the organizational politics. Resource allocation could be something which could be good, where if we ethically and constructively and have an open communication, it can foster collaboration, build relationships, and drive a positive change. Politics can be a tool of conflict resolution and consciousness building. Effective political skills can help navigate complex organizational structures and secure necessary resources. The bad, the time consumption. Often unavoidable, excessive focus on office politics can be counterproductive. It can divert attention from core tasks and hinder productivity. Political maneuvering can create tension and erode trust among colleagues. Overemphasis on political gains can lead to unethical behavior and damaged personal reputation. The ugly, the backstabbing and betrayal. At the worst, the organizational politics can manifest destructive behaviors such as backstabbing, sabotage, and forming cliches. These actions create a very toxic environment with undermining morale and hindering organizational success. Extreme political behavior can lead to legal and ethical consequences. Managing organizational politics, recognizing the reality. It is no running away from the fact that organizational politics are inevitable and it can either positively or negatively impact the organizations. As leaders, it is essential that the politics exist and to manage them constructively by acknowledging the reality of organizational politics and effectively steering it and allowing it to have rather than allowing to have create a conflict or a stagnation. Developing practical skills, cultivating strong political skills is crucial for navigating complex power dynamics within an organization. Leaders who can navigate politics effectively unite diverse teams and drive successful completion of projects. Encouraging ethical political behavior, promoting transparency, fairness, and integrity in decision-making processes is essential to maintain a healthy organizational culture. Instead, they can create an environment where the politics are used to support collaboration and shared success. Leverage influence for a positive change. Use political acumen to advance the organizational objectives and bring about a positive change. Leaders who understand how to wield influence can inspire and motivate teams, negotiate effectively, and advocate for necessary changes that benefit the organization as a whole. So the next our topic is about managing change. Emphasis on the dynamic nature of change is very important because it is very constant and you have to have different ways to understand why managing change is critical. You must be able to adapt to different pressures and internal challenges to stay competitive. Employee morale is also effective because it helps your employees to maintain a morale during transitions. Performance properly managed change can lead to an improved efficiency, productivity, and innovation, and different long-term successes. Organizations that handle change well are better positioned for long-term growth and stability. For example, an organization going through an acquiring or takeover, it is critical for them to effectively manage change. So I have put it forward a chart saying the different types of um organizational change. So a planned change is a deliberate and strategic alternations to improve performance. For example, mergers, acquisitions, and new product launches. Uh, Unplanned change or unexpected disruptions require adaptation. For example, economic downturns, a natural disaster, technological breakthroughs. Incremental change is small, ongoing change, and adjustment to process or systems. Efficiency improvements, policy updates are some of the key examples. Transformational change as fundamental shifts in an organizational structure or a strategy. So over here, this is a graph where how employees react to on a scale of on a scale of impact versus the type of organizational change. Uh, you would see that transformational change is having a very large impact compared to incremental or an unplanned or a planned change. Theories of management. So there are different types of change management which we would like to talk about. Is Carter's 8-step change model. which is a comprehensive approach that focuses on creating urgency, building a coalition, developing a vision, communicating change, empowering employees, generating short-term wins, and sustaining the progress and anchoring changes in the culture. Uh, Introduction to the ADKAR model, which is a focused and approach individual change management, emphasizing awareness, desire, knowledge ability, and reinforcement. Emphasizing the complementary nature of these models and the potential for combining elements to create a tailored change management strategy is crucial. Resistance to change. Resistance to change is very common in an organizational politics. So people often resist change, fear of unknown because of their fear of uncertainty it brings. The fear is rooted in the potential loss of stability, routine, predictability in their work environment. Loss of control. Change can make employees feel like they are losing control in their work processes and outcome. This sense of helplessness can lead to resistance. Comfort with status quo. Many individuals are comfort with their existing ways and of doing things and see no need for changing, and which can lead them to resist new approaches. Mistrust in leadership. If there is a lack of trust in an organization, leadership, or the reason behind the change, the employees would like to resist. Overcoming resistance. So communication is the key. Regular, frequent updates on the change process to help everyone informed and reduce anxiety about the unknown. This can also provide opportunities to address concerns as they arise. Involve employees. Engage employees in the change process by seeking their input and involve them in their decision making. This will not only reduce resistance but also increase their commitment to change. Emotional support, again, acknowledge the emotional impact of change and provide them as much as support such as counseling services, team building activities, which also help employees cope with transition. Leadership is ability to demonstrate the commitment to the change, leading by the example and showing unwavering support for your new direction. So I would like to, kind of summarize here on the different change management strategies, including stakeholder engagement, identifying and engaging with all key stakeholders early in their process. Their support and input is crucial for success and implementation of change. Clear communication. Develop a comprehensive communication plan that keeps all stakeholders informed and addressing their concerns. Clarity in messaging reduces confusion and resistance. Training and development. Invest in training programs that equip employees with skills and knowledge needed to adapt the processes or technologies. Continuous learning processes uh, support smooth transitions. Incremental implementation, implemental change, which is manageable steps rather than all at once. This allows for adjustments based on feedback, reduce the risk, and overwhelming the organization. So I would like to go and talk about the role of leadership in change management. Effective leaders articulate a clear vision for the change and set the direction. This vision acts as a guiding star, helps the employee understand the purpose or desired outcomes of the change. Modeling behavior, leaders must embody the change they want to see by demonstrating and commitment and adaptability. Leaders can inspire similar behaviors in the team. uh, Resilience and adaptability, it's very important for others, empowering others leaderships involving empowering employees by giving them the tools, resources, and authority to take ownership of change. This fosters a sense of responsibility and change management. Um, Measuring success in change management, there is one thing called the KPI, key performance indicators. Establishing KPIs that align with the goals and change. Examples include employee engagement levels, productivity metrics, and financial improvement indicators. Have a regular feedback from the employees. Regularly gather the feedback from the employees through surveys or focus groups to assess how well they are adapting to the change and identify different ongoing challenges. Process metrics. Track process related metrics such as efficiency improvements, error rates, and cycle times. These metrics help to determine whether the change is delivering the expected operational benefits. Customer satisfaction, evaluate the impact of the change on customer satisfaction. Positive change should reflect on improved customer experiences and retention rates. Post implementation review, conduct a thorough review after the change has been fully implemented to assess the overall success and identify lessons learned for future initiatives. So I would quickly walk you through a couple of case studies of IBM and Kodak, how change management has been effective and how change management has been ineffective. IBM, one of the success stories is the transformation in the 1990s, how it peaked at one certain point of time and the stock prices came down, and again it is starting to go up. It's all started when the early 1990s when IBM faced severe financial difficulties and rapidly changing tech landscape. The company was losing relevance as the industry shifted from mainframes to personal computings. Um, that's the small background. The Lou Grenster leadership is who was brought in as the CEO in 1993. He leveraged his position as an influence to radically shift IBM's strategy from hardware to services. This required breaking down of silos and creating a customer-centric organization. Uh, Grensters used his power, and as an outcome, it was a very successful transformation. Through his decisive leadership and strategic use of power, IBM successfully transitioned from leader in IT into a leader in IT and services and consulting, reversing the financial decline. And one of the key lessons that I've learned is that this case highlights the importance of a strong visionary leadership in managing change and demonstrate how power and influence can be used to realign the organization within the market demands. The case study two I would like to talk about is Kodak, once a dominant player in photography industry, failed to adapt to the digital revolution. Despite inventing the first digital camera, Kodak clung to its traditional film business too long. Failure in power and politics include the resistance to change. Kodak's readership, entrenched in the success of the film business, resisted to the digital transformation. Internal politics, fear of cannibalizing and profitable film business led to indecision and missed opportunities. Um, Inadequate leadership, including the lack of strong leader who could navigate the political landscape and push forward the digital innovation of Kodak, contributed to Kodak's downfall. There are some of the lessons learned, I would say, is the Kodak case underscores the dangers of complacency and the failure to leverage the power and influence to drive necessary change. It highlights the critical role of leadership in overcoming resistance and steering an organization towards innovation. The final tips, takeaways, and summary. Um, I had discuss how power and influence effectively used in guiding organizations through a change, politics in an organization by navigating them and embracing them is more important rather than is rather than resisting them. For example, Kodak, uh, resistant to change, understanding the addresses of common sources of resistance, improve the chance of successful implementation. Measuring success is also key, using KPI and other monitors to track organizational parameters and make necessary adjustments. Summarize how I would some of the best practices for different managing change, including the importance of involving the stakeholders and a clear communication, and having different framework models such as ADKAR, different integration theories on ways how to stay interconnected, provide a roadmap to an effective change management, and have provide actionable insights by employing some of the real life lessons that we have just learned through our different case studies uh, and complexities that we have looked in an organization over effectively. I would like to thank you all for going through this presentation. As I said, my name is Srivat Hariharan, and I have attached my email ID for any questions you'd like to throw about my presentation. And I would like to thank everyone at New England College who has given me the opportunity to do this presentation. Thank you.